he used your debit card.
Yes.
I need proof. There's something here that has to do with men.
I have no idea.
They're male enhancement pills because he's impotent.
That's not true, yeah.
Well, then you stayed with the wrong guy for a couple of months.
This is Judy Justice. Previously on Judy Justice.
It says in June, I woke up and there was a random girl in my house at 2 o'clock in the morning. Joseph came into my room. He put a gun to my head and said, don't ever tell me who I can have over. This is this whole story you made up with your sister because you did try to get a restraining order against him. There's nothing there about your sister. Don't say anything that's going to make you look stupid, because I'm a pro at that. The police refused to put him off the property. That's a yes.
Yes.
Now, you see, it's all coming together. I was in a good mood. I'm getting in a better mood.
And now, the conclusion. Miranda Conway has accused her former friend with benefits, Joseph, of withholding her property and using her debit card without permission. Joseph says Miranda filed a false restraining order against him.
So then your sister went to court and filed for a restraining order, and she alleged, let me guess, in the restraining order that he put a gun to her head. Is that what you did?
Correct.
In order to get him off the property. Just a second. Ultimately, that restraining order was dismissed. Am I correct? But did you, in fact, for a period of time, between the time it was dismissed and the time you filed it, get him off the property?
Yes, I had to move out.
Just a second. Of course, because the judge said, based upon what you wrote, that he put a gun to your head, that he was a threat to you, so you and your sister managed to get him off the property. And because you didn't show up for the restraining order hearing, or because the judge heard the hearing and dismissed it, it was dismissed. Oh, I'm still in a good mood.
So glad.
So I only have a couple of questions for you, sir, now that my job is made easier, because I know who I'm dealing with on this side.
Yes.
And I know a little bit about whom I'm dealing with on this side. There are a couple of easy parts to the story, now that we understand the characters here. Who want from you? Who took her car?
Yes, I do.
Who did?
My ex-girlfriend.
And the ex-girlfriend was also a girlfriend when you were sort of friends with benefits with her in March, or not?
We split up.
You had split up.
That's why I rented the house.
And your ex-girlfriend's name is? And the car was impounded. Do you know when your ex-girlfriend took the car?
No, I do not.
Did you give the police that information?
No, I did not. I never spoke to the police about a car.
How did you find out that your car was an impound?
I came in on my flight from Oregon on July 1st. I went by the house. My car was gone. I thought maybe it got towed, and so I called the city to see if it got towed. They said no, it didn't get towed. I tried calling Rich several times until for the next 2 days I called him to see if maybe he had the car for some reason. He never did answer my call, and then July 4th, I reported the car stolen. July 24th, his ex-girlfriend got a hold of me, Facebook messaged me, said that...
Just a second. Don't tell me what she said to you. If you have it in your phone, I will look at it. So he says that his ex-girlfriend took the car. So now I'd like to see what you have from her in your text messages. I don't have a whole bunch of time here.
I'm trying I don't know how to spell her name.
Well, listen to me. It is your allegation that the defendant took your car without your permission.
I have a sworn statement from the person that he took the car to, saying that he brought the car there.
Just a second.
When the cops found it.
I need proof. If you have a police report, I will read a police report.
Here you go. And then I have the conversation.
Okay, so now I have a report that you made of a stolen vehicle that says that you don't know who took the car.
Right, I didn't know who took car, and this is the face. Maybe she deleted her account before
Just a second. Just a second. The only thing that I'm entertaining now is getting the car out of impound and what it costs you to get the car out of impound. And in order to do that, I have to determine if he took the car in retaliation or for whatever reason, or if he importuned somebody else to take the car. Did you tell your girlfriend to take the car?
Never.
Okay, your ex-girlfriend to take the car. So now you have exactly 30 seconds to produce proof to me, because that's why we're here today. That's one of the allegations. Okay.
This is the
Just a second.
bill.
I just want to see proof that he was the person who took your car.
Okay, so here's the Facebook messages from her, and another one. She's giving me the address.
Just a second. I want to
This
see.
is from the guy where he took the car to, where the cops found the car. It's a state.
Find the other thing.
Your ex-girlfriend's name is.
Yes.
Are you sure that you don't want to acknowledge to me that you had something to do with getting her car impounded?
I had nothing to do with it.
That you never drove her car off the premises?
Never drove. No, I did not.
Did your girlfriend drive the car off the premises?
Apparently she did.
No, not apparently.
Yes.
Were you in communication with her? That's either a yes or a no.
Yes.
Listen, it was by your choice because you slept with him there.
My mistake for sleeping with him.
Well, just a second. It was your mistake because you slept with him there. You're never going to figure out this whole scenario. I'm really getting a zhuzh in my head as a result of it.
Miranda Conway has accused her former friend with benefits, Joseph Ethier, of withholding her property and using her debit card without permission. Joseph says Miranda filed a false restraining order against him.
On what date were you in communication with the now ex-girlfriend?
Here and there, ever since.
Here and there and everywhere.
She's
Did you discuss with her the car?
No.
Who's...
She's a friend of mine.
Tell me what he had to do with this car, sir.
Apparently, the car was found on his property, where he lives in an apartment complex.
Now, he's your friend.
Yes, he is.
Yes. You're going to pay the impound fees, $330.
Okay.
As well as
Don't
when
speak.
I got the car, it
Don't-
had a cracked windshield.
Don't listen.
My stereo was pulled out of it.
Listen, did you take his stuff?
No.
Did you take anything that belongs to him? At some point, did you take it and then give it back?
What I
Question,
did?
you take it and give it back?
Yes.
That's all I asked you. You took it and you gave it back.
It was stuff that I gave him that I took.
Who cares? Once you give something, that's a gift.
Right.
You can't take it and give it back and then take it and give it back. You took his things.
That's not true.
Chip, I didn't ask you anything.
Okay.
Now, what property did you take of hers that you were holding on to as a result of this stupid seat situation?
What I did was withheld her stuff from her that she left in the house.
Where is it?
It's still, I left it in the house when I left.
What stuff
Her clothes, everything she left in the house.
is still there?
It was still there. I have a video of documentation of when I left the house.
What is it that you claim
He
that
took the whole house. Everything in that house was mine. He took the whole house. And more than anything, I just want my videos back of my kids and videos back of my ex because he's passed away, and that's all that we have. I don't care if he keeps my stuff. I want the videos back.
equal opportunity abuser?
I understand.
And everything in the house was mine because I was
Just
living
a
there.
second. So was he.
Not by my choice.
Listen, it was by your choice because you slept with him there.
Right. My mistake for sleeping with him.
Well, just a second. It was your mistake because you slept with him there. I mean, he wasn't a trespasser. Okay. I'm never going to figure out this whole scenario. I'm really getting a zhuzh in my head as a result of this. She wants her stuff. Did you throw it away?
No, I did not.
So that means that you still have some of it.
I don't have any of it. When I left the premises, I left it in the house. When I got thrown out of the house, I had 15 minutes to get my stuff. So the cop let me go get my stuff. I left. My friends went back to get what they could of mine, and they left everything of hers. And
There's a second. So is what you're telling me that friends of yours went in,
yes,
asked your friends to go in and get stuff?
my stuff.
Well, they took other stuff.
No, what they
They
took.
took the whole
Stop.
house.
Okay, while they were doing it, we were doing the duo video chat or whatever, and I was pointing out to them what to take and what not to take. And at the end, I had her video document everything that was left in the house, which is on my phone, and it's all her stuff.
I have pictures of the house when we came in. It was completely emptied out. I have pictures of the house before I left there, and pictures of my stuff in the room, and then when we got entry into the house and it all being emptied out.
What?
He took the blinds off.
I mean, he left it bare.
Let me explain something to you. It's very hard when people start out by lying to me to have any sympathy whatsoever for them.
The person that started
just
out lying was him.
No, the people starting out lying was you.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, yeah. You want me to read you what you wrote in your complaint? You want me to read you the first
I have my
line?
timeline.
No. I'm going to read you what you swore to in your complaint. I've read it to you before.
Right.
It bears no reasonable resemblance to the story that just came out here today. Absolutely none. So if what you're saying to me, and now you can sit, if what you're saying to me is the only thing that you're interested in are the tapes and pictures and photographs which are irreplaceable that were taken, he doesn't have them.
Yes, he
so
does.
I can't place the value on it.
His friend
Judge-
Bobby was the one who
And
went
my
and picked up
door
my
that
stuff.
got
I have a
kicked down.
recorded
I don't want you to
statement from
speak.
his best friend saying that he paid him to go clean out the house. I have it recorded.
Just a
on my
second.
phone.
Just a second. What I'm telling you is, if what your complaint is that you want money for the storage of the car and getting it out of impound, that
And
you're
the
going to
fraud
get.
in my
Just a
account.
second. That you're going to get. The next thing that you complain about are things that were taken out of the house. The things that you told me that you really want are memorabilia, tapes. He says he doesn't have them.
He's lying.
Well, he may be lying, so are you. I don't know. I want you to show me what you claim he took out from your debit card.
He made online purchases.
Just a second.
He never had my debit card.
Just a second.
I always physically had it, but he took a picture of my debit card and then made online purchases from my debit card.
All I'm asking you is to show me.
Right here.
Show me that he
Everything
made
that's
online
sold.
purchases from your debit card.
Okay.
I just need proof that he
June
made.
and July. I found out about it in July.
Just a second. Does anything that you are giving to Kevin demonstrate that he used your debit card?
Yes.
Fine. Don't hand me a whole bunch of papers. Take a pen, point out where he...
I already did. They're circled.
Perfect.
That's June, and I have July here. And then some of the items I found in the house gained entry, which was a tool bag that he bought from Home Depot for $389. I have that receipt here on my phone.
Okay.
Some combat boots that he bought.
$9 for some... Shh. Amazon debit purchase, $54. Doesn't say for what. Amazon purchase, which I assume was delivered to the house, so that was in June. Were you still living together?
I left the house
Shh.
in June 6th.
You left the house June 6th.
And the charges started happening
Just a second.
June 8th.
When did you return to the house?
I never did.
After June.
I returned there August 5th.
Oh.
And I have a picture of the tool bag I found. There was a $389 tool bag bought from HomeDepot.com, shipped to the house. That was in the house when I gained entry into the house, which I took from the house. And then
Well, you took just a second. So you took it from the house?
Yes,
Okay, just a minute. I don't think that the courts are supposed to be abused. Just a second. You had a choice. You had a choice not to commit fraud by lying to the court because the three of you were involved in this ever crazier arrangement.
Miranda Conway claims defendant Joseph Ethier used her debit card without permission and threatened her with a gun. Joseph claims the restraining order against him was dismissed.
Well, both of you made charges on this.
No.
Both of you made charges
buy
on the
anything
debit card.
online.
However, I have to ask you this question, Mr. Ethier. There's something here that has to do with muscle men. What is that?
I have no idea. No idea whatsoever.
They're male enhancement pills because he's impotent.
That's not true, yeah.
Well, then you stayed with the wrong guy for a couple of months.
I never, ever charged any... Okay.
Is what you're telling me, because nothing says that it was shipped or that you ordered it.
Your history here. I don't buy online. I don't buy anything on Amazon. And I have Home Depot
Okay,
recorded statements from them saying that everything did get shipped. I recorded my conversations with my bank saying that everything was shipped, so they reversed the credit. I have it all recorded.
I don't want to listen to the bank. That's still hearsay, madam. I want to see proof that you have that he used this debit
Okay, so
card.
he bought, okay.
Just
so
not, just
on that
proof.
statement, there is a Home Depot charge for $389 that he bought this tool bag with that I took from the house, and I have the receipt from Home Depot right here.
Okay, now, you now have that item.
That's correct.
Okay, tell me about that item.
That is what my witness for. The item that she's speaking of, the tool bags, was his tool bag that she stole out of my truck. She broke into my truck and took it.
Just a second. Who purchased it?
I don't know. It wasn't me. It wasn't him. I got her several times
It happens to
accusing.
be the same one.
Just a second.
I have her accusing 3 different people of using her card. Me, him, his girlfriend, and then back to me again.
Well, that's possible.
Yeah.
But these tools were purchased at Home Depot. Listen to me.
Yes.
Tools were purchased at Home Depot.
Right.
She took the tools that were in the house. So there must have been a lot of tools, either in the house or in the truck.
It's just a tool
But
bag.
she paid for them.
No, ma'am. These were his existing tool bags that she took.
No, this was a brand new
This-
tool
these-
bag that I have
they-
the receipt for. They
I'd
gave
like to
me
see
a
it.
picture of
I'd
it.
like to see it.
Okay, so here's the receipt
She has a receipt. That would mean she would pay for it, right?
right here. Well, there's the receipt, and then the next picture over is the tool bag I got from the house. It just happens to be the same tool bag as in my receipt.
And you took it.
I did.
You have any use for a tool bag?
She's going to give
Did
it
you
to the
tr-
cops for evidence.
I tried to give it to the
No,
cops. for
just a
evidence.
second.
Here.
Don't speak. This isn't a dance.
And then on my other account, there was $953 in purchases, and one of them was for a Plenty of Fish dating site that I asked Plenty of Fish to investigate it and his profile.
Yeah, okay. $841. That includes the 2 things that I find over there that were in fact yours, sir, and the $330 for the towing. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're finished. Thank
What
you.
about my other account?
Court is adjourned.
All the,
You should be very lucky that I'm awarding you anything. I'm going to tell you why. You used the court to get him out of the house with a false allegation because you couldn't get him out of the house otherwise. You're very lucky that you got a penny. Do you understand? I don't think that the courts are supposed to be abused like that when housing court is... Just a second. You had a choice. You had a choice not to commit fraud by lying. 3 of you were involved in this ever crazier arrangement. So what I'm telling you is, you're lucky you got a penny. We're done here now.
and what about my stuff?
We're done here now.
Step this way.
Well, I don't believe she should have been awarded anything because I never stole her car, never bought a tool belt. She stole that from me out of my truck.
That's about him committing fraud on my account, stealing my car, taking over my house, and just being a nuisance, really.
As far as I know, she went out and purchased it and had something, use as evidence against me or whatever. But other than that, yeah, it's a lot better than $9,000.
Of course he's going to deny that.
Never had a firearm, never pointed a gun to her head, never.
I don't know guns. I don't know what kind of gun it was. Because it was at my head, and it was at night, and the lights weren't on.
I mean, she said she left the next day. If I would have put a gun to her head, I thought, if I were me, I would have left immediately, press charges, right?
I don't know anything about like 22, or I don't know anything about guns.
Because she kept calling the police to try to get them to get me out of the house when, I had my rights and stuff, so they couldn't do it, so.
And, I'm just glad he's gone.
Judge saw right through her.
It's time to protect myself, and I got a bad picker.
That case was exhausting.
I could tell you were confused from start to finish. It was just so convoluted, and
They know what happened, but because it's so bizarre,
they tried to tell another story.
it was so confusing when I, in fact, read the complaint and the answer, and so inconsistent with what they were telling me.
Almost every line. Almost every line.
Almost every line. And, you get to a point where both parties are trying to obfuscate the truth that you actually lose interest. The primary thing that actually irritates and has always irritated me is when you abuse the court system to get something done, to get it done illegally in order to expedite it. You're willing to sign a document that says, I, being duly sworn, deposes and says, he put a gun to my head, etc. Somebody looks at that and says, oh my goodness, we're going to put you out of the house. We're going to prevent you from seeing your children, when it's used as a mechanism rather than the truth. So she is very lucky
Yeah.
that she got any money.
That and when they try and use that same court to their benefit, the same court that they had just scammed to get their way.
Right.
Yeah.
Want justice? Go to judyjustice.tv.
He sold you 2 kittens. They had a virus.
Exactly. He said he could put them down and give me new kittens. You can't put them down for that.
I don't minimize the fact that you're upset and that you are attached to these kittens now. They're sick.
This is Judy Justice. Jade Arthur Hughesby is suing cat breeder Jeffrey Taylor for vet bills and the cost of 2 Bengal kittens.
Court come to order.
Have a seat, please.
Hello, Judge. Case number 1143, Arthur Hughesby versus Taylor.
Yes.
Your complaint is a relatively simple one. You claim that Mr. Taylor is responsible for all of your cats getting ringworm and being sick. You want him to pay your vet bills and a whole bunch of other things, $10,000 worth.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Taylor says he felt a certain amount of sympathy for you initially when you told him you had extensive vet bills because he sold you 2 kittens.
Yes.
Did he ever pay any of the vet bills early on?
Yes.
How much did he pay?
The approximate number, I don't know, but I can tell you it's around $1,200.
How much money did you pay?
I believe 13 something.
You bought 2 kittens for him on what date?
May 24th, 2021.
And they were Bengal kittens.
Yes.
How old were they on May 24th?
About 11 weeks.
By the time they're 11 weeks old, they usually get some shots.
Yes.
Had you given them any shots?
Yes.
Which shots had they gotten?
I don't recall exactly what it is, but it's called a 4-way. They receive a 4-way of shots. It's 1 shot.
Do you remember how old they were when they got them?
I give them 7 to 8 weeks.
How many kittens were there in the litter of these kittens? Because you had the litter, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I believe there was 4.
And how much did Miss Hughesby pay for the 2 kittens that she purchased?
$1,500 a piece.
So she paid $3,000.
Correct.
And you have both parents.
Correct.
How long have you been in the breeding business?
10 years.
When the plaintiff purchased the kittens, was there a contract?
No.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, you took them home on the 24th of May.
Yes.
You had other cats at home. What other kind of cats did you have at home?
1 Bengal, 1 year old, and 1 calico, 10 years old.
Now, the Bengal that was a year old was a male.
Yes.
Neutered or not?
No.
So you planned on breeding the cats
Yes.
because you bought 2 females.
Yes.
Is the calico an indoor cat or an outdoor cat?
Indoor cat.
And what about the Bengal?
Indoor. He's been let out a couple, escaped a couple times, so he's indoor. He's indoor.
I'm just letting you know that I'm familiar with Bengal cats.
Okay.
And they like it outside. They like to prowl. That's in their DNA. After the 24th of May, when did you take the kittens to the vet?
It would have been the 29th
Show me.
that I brought them to the vet.
Show me the May 29th.
I brought the kittens to the vet, and they were...
I have to see
Okay.
the vet's record. You
Okay.
can't tell me what anybody told you.
Okay.
You have to show me the vet's record, their business record.
Okay. Your Honor, I have the next record that states about the previous
Just a
record.
second, and I'll see what you have.
Okay.
So you didn't bring the record of May 29th?
No, but
Just a second.
No.
When did you take them to the vet after the 29th?
7-11.
So a month and a half later?
Yes.
Yes, all right. I'm going to take a look at that, please.
Okay.
Kevin.
There's several of them. I'm just going to grab them all for you.
No, don't grab them all. 7-11.
No, that's all for that day because it was every single cat.
No, I don't want every single cat. I want the 2 kittens.
Okay.
Okay, so about a month and a half later,
Yes.
the 2 kittens, as well as your cats, had ringworm.
Yes.
And
And I have the positive ringworm results, but there was another medical problem that I have the other
yeah, he's not
documents for.
responsible for their ringworm.
Okay, the other medical problem they had is when I purchased the kittens, they were sick, and I have the photos and the documents from the vet.
Well, let me ask you this question, Ms.
Yes.
Husby. They had colds, according to what I read here in the doctor's notes.
Yes.
And I believe that the defendant acknowledges that he said to you, they have colds. Is that correct?
Yes.
So when you took the kittens to the vet,
Yes.
and I say this to you as somebody who is very familiar
Yes.
with cats, having at one time in my life, probably during a psychotic episode, I'm only teasing about that, had 6 cats, Persians and Himalayans.
Yes.
And that was 30 years ago, until my immune system crapped out on me and I couldn't be near cats anymore because these were all long-haired cats. So I'm going to tell you a story so you'll understand where I'm coming from. These were purebred that we bought sort of one at a time. We bought a silver-shaded Persian, we bought a Persian, we bought a Himi, a seal point Himi, and a blue point Himi, and we loved those cats. We'd run home, work lunchtime, we'd leave court in the Bronx and run home to our apartment and check on the cat. We went out. We had them, I don't know, about 6 months, 7 months, and they all developed ringworm. Now, I didn't have ringworm, and my husband knows if he'd had ringworm, he'd be living in another jurisdiction. And I remember going to take the cats in their carriers to the vet, all 6 of them, one Saturday morning, and it was pouring outside. And here we took such good care of these cats. I cooked for them. There was one small one that didn't like to eat with the rest of the cats, so she ate up on the counter. A little white, beautiful kitten. And I fed her because she would be standoffish, and the larger ones wouldn't let her get her share. So these were spoiled cats by 2 older people who were almost empty nesters. That's what happens. You're not there yet. And we're leaving our apartment building carrying, each one of us has carrying cases with a couple of kittens, a couple of larger cats. Then you could see the ringworm around here, you know, little spots. It starts to lose hair. Is that what happens with ringworm?
Yes.
Jumping from one garbage can to the other in front of our apartment building was this alley cat with a sleek coat. Nobody took care of it. It took care of itself. It went from garbage can to garbage can, got what it needed to eat, lapped up water when it needed to lap up water from the rainwater, found some place dry to sleep, I assume, because it didn't have a collar on, but it was sleek and healthy. I stopped looking at it because it was looking at it could see the kittens through the thing, so it stopped and it opened up. They had beautiful green eyes, and I said, I don't understand this. We take such good care of our kittens. How did they get ringworm?
I said, if they have this disease, can I get my money back? And he said, if they have that disease, then he could put them down and give me new kittens, and never offer to give my money back.
Jade Arthur Huseby claims cat breeder Jeffrey Taylor owes for the cost of vet bills after selling her 2 Bengal kittens with a serious illness.
Okay, you had these kittens for a little over a month and a half until they were diagnosed by a vet with ringworm.
Yes.
And when you took the kittens, they had a cold. You took them on the 24th. You don't have the records from the 24th.
Your Honor, I have a different record that states the day that they came in a few days after the 24th, that they were previously seen on that date. Because so I don't have the first one.
And you don't have the first one. What I'm asking you is, when you took them in
Yes.
and you notified Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
his response was, initially, for the cold, pay for those bills. And he did give you $1,300 towards those bills.
Yes.
Which you accepted.
Yes.
Did you at any time at the beginning, the first time you took them to the vet and the vet said they had a cold, say to Mr. Taylor, even though we don't have a contract, I'm prepared to take the kittens back and give you your money?
I did state, yes.
When? On what date did you say that to him?
About the 28th, so it's about the middle of the week.
May 28th.
Yes, not even a week
Okay.
after I purchased the kittens.
Just a second. And on May 28th, what did the defendant say to you? That they have a cold, their cold isn't getting better?
It wasn't a cold, it was a respiratory infection.
Okay. And he paid for that?
Yes.
Okay.
And
so he paid for that. Did you say, or did he say, give them back? Or did you say, I want to give them back? You take care of the respiratory infection.
yes, I'm going to tell you exactly what I said. So
I'd like to hear it.
the vet had told me.
You cannot tell me, listen to me. You cannot tell me anything that the vet said to you. If you have records, business records, like I just read from the vet, I will see them.
Yes.
But you cannot tell me what the vet said to you. You can tell me what you said to the defendant, and the defendant said to you on the 28th of May.
Okay, I do have it in the note from the vet that I mentioned to him. The vet said that. Okay.
That's not happening.
Okay.
That's not happening, Miss Husby.
I mentioned to him that they possibly might have a viral disease. I said, if they have this disease, hopefully they don't, maybe it's just a cold, can I get my money back? And he said, if they have that disease, then he could put them down and give me new kittens and never offer to give my money back.
Just a second. So he said to you, if they have that disease, they should probably not be bred, right?
Correct.
Which is what you bought them for. And I will take them back, I'll put them down and give you new kittens. Just a second. And you rejected that because we're now at the end of October and you still have the kittens, right?
Yes, but you can't put them down
Just
for
a
that.
second. Just a second.
It's
You
not
can't. Just a second.
life-threatening disease.
Just a second. If it's not a life-threatening disease, Miss Huseman, you have to pull yourself together. It's not a life-threatening disease, but you wouldn't want to breed kittens that have that.
Exactly.
So he said to you, if they have that disease, I will replace those kittens, even though he doesn't have to, because you don't have a contract with him. But he said that to you. You chose not to do that, just out of my own curiosity, because there is no contract other than she bought kittens, she took them home, you paid for the first round of respiratory illnesses for the kittens. Do they have that disease?
Yes.
Okay, so you cannot breed them.
No.
Can I see the results of that test?
Yes. There's one more result too. 1 second.
I just want to see.
Here they all are. And they gave it to my older cat too.
So it's a communicable disease. It's not a disease that's in the DNA.
It's in the blood. So that's how they test it.
Shh. They had a virus.
It's
a virus.
It's a herpes
It's a virus.
But you can't get rid of it. It's medically proven you can't get rid of it.
I don't know that.
Your Honor, I have one more that states, because the doctor, without blood testing them, said this is...
You cannot
Okay.
tell me what the doctor
I have
said.
it in here.
If you want me to read a report, I will read a report.
This is before they blood tested it. On the second page...
I'm a reader. That's what I do. Okay, so?
It was stating, because I brought in for the respiratory, they put notes in there like, that it has the herpes and that hopefully they will improve. So that was before I got it blood tested, but they knew from looking at it, like, since I bought it, it had all the symptoms.
You cannot tell me what they thought, what they knew.
Well, later on it did test positive.
It also said in there, and I know that you're upset, and I don't minimize the fact that you're upset and that you are attached to these kittens now. You bought these 2 kittens without a contract. You took them home knowing that they had a cold. If I went and bought an animal and the animal didn't look right to me, I would say, you know what, I'm not taking this animal home. It doesn't look right to me. But you decided to do that. The defendant, who has been in the business for 10 years, said to you, they have cold. That's what I see.
He didn't voluntarily say that.
Well, you saw that. That's what you said in your complaint.
Yeah,
okay?
But he acted like,
just a
it's
second.
nothing. I see it all the time.
Just a second. That's all right. You're buying a product. Your product is 2 kittens. It's just like if you went and bought a car. And when you started it up, it started to smell a little bit. And the person who was selling you this car, it says, oh, they always start up and they smell like this. It's until the also burns off. Well, if you want to accept that explanation and take the car home, that's your problem. You smelled it, you saw it. The person who's giving you said, well, it's not really a problem. And it may not be a problem, but 6 months later, it turns out to be a problem because there's an oil leak. That you don't have a contract with that person unless you do, in fact, have a contract with them. That there's a certain amount of time that you have to take the kittens to be checked by a vet. And if within 10 days, and I've seen those contracts thousands of times, you didn't have that. You happen to have what I perceive badly, that you have to take the cats in for this respiratory problem, and I will pay that vet bill. But then when they develop ringworm and you have other cats in the house, a month and a half later, that was a persistent problem, according to what I read. He's not an insurer of your cats.
Your Honor, the ringworm came up a week later. I have receipts for stuff that I bought at home because I tried to treat it before I brought them to the vet.
It still doesn't make him responsible.
And I went to the courts where we live, and I got the paperwork. They said it was illegal for him to sell it to me without that.
You can't tell me what anybody said to you. That's hearsay. He never said my cats also had ringworm.
But he paid the bill. Why'd he pay the bill if he didn't think he was guilty?
Maybe he was just a nice person and he felt sorry for you.
Jade Arthur Huseby has accused cat breeder Jeffrey Taylor of selling her 2 Bengal kittens infected with a virus. Jeffrey says he offered to take the kittens back, but Jade refused.
Okay, what I'm telling you is you don't have a contract with him.
The state we live in, they said it's illegal to sell without a contract and to sell while it's sick.
Okay. You have to be able to establish that the defendant knew that these cats were sick. That's number one. I'm going to ask him a question. Sarah's going to look it up. Where do you come from?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. What county?
Anoka County.
Anoka County. Look up Anoka County sale of domestic animals. There were 2 other kittens in this litter, sir.
Yes.
Any of your cats treated for ringworm?
No.
Did either of the 2 people to whom you sold the 2 other kittens report to you that their kittens had ringworm?
No.
But, Your Honor, he told me on the phone, oh, my dad had the ringworm because his dad helps him with the kittens. Just put some shampoo and buy some cream. I told him that a week later. Because a week later the ringworm came up, and I bought stuff to treat it at home, but it wouldn't get rid of it.
Just a second. Miss Huseby, he's not an insurer of your kittens.
But he
goes...
He said they had it over there. Now he's saying that they didn't.
Well, just a second. Did he ever... What? Did he tell you when your cats were diagnosed with ringworm that his cats were diagnosed with... Just think about the answer to my question.
No.
He never said my cats also had ringworm.
But he paid the bill. Why'd he pay the bill if he didn't think he was guilty?
Maybe he was just a nice person and he felt sorry for you. But he's not paying you $10,000. That's...
No animal may be offered for sale by a broker or pet dealer until the animal has been examined by a vet, and the rights of the purchaser if within 10 days after receipt of the animal by a purchaser, a veterinarian states in writing that the animal has a health problem that existed at the time of purchasing. They should have 2 business days to inform the breeder and return the animal.
And return the animal. Okay, so you took the kittens, according to you, within that 10-day period to a doctor.
Yes.
And you informed the defendant.
Yes.
And you informed him within 2 days.
Yes.
And at that time, did you ask to return the kittens?
At that time...
The answer is either yes or no.
Yes, after the visit.
After the visit, and what did he say to you?
If they have that disease...
No, not if they have the disease. We're not talking about that disease.
Okay.
We're talking about
I told
the
him,
cold.
yes.
We're talking about the cold. You accepted payment of him for either $1,200 or $1,300, treating them for that cold and upper respiratory infection.
Yes.
That's the way you resolved the issue, because you didn't want to return the kittens.
I asked him about getting my money back for the kittens, which obviously I'd return the kittens and get the money back. No, if they are diseased, then we will put the cats down and I will give you new kittens.
And you said no.
Yes, you can't do that.
Okay.
You can't put the cats down for that.
Okay. You have the kittens now?
Yes.
How are they?
They still have respiratory problems. I just brought them in last week.
They're sick.
And I keep giving them the medication. It's because of the disease. It causes viral respiratory problems.
What do you want to do, Miss Huseby? What would you do? Would you return the kittens to the defendant and say, I'm giving you the kittens. If you're going to put them down, put them down. I want my money back. My question is that what you want to do? I'm not saying that that's what I will do. I'm just asking you, is that what you want to do?
No, they diseased all other cats in the house too. Well, I can't just get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? All my cats are diseased. I mean, I'd have to get rid of all my cats.
And what I'm telling you is, you have no proof that it's his fault.
From the day I brought them home, they had symptoms of the disease.
Madam, he says that his kittens and his cats were not treated for ringworm on or about the time that your cats developed ringworm. So if the kittens brought the ringworm into your house, that means they had to bring them in from his house because they never left his house. But it's possible that your Bengal that does go outside brought ringworm into the house. I don't say it happened. I think it was very nice of him, absent a contract, for him to pay the vet bill for the respiratory illness.
He wasn't pleasant like he was saying.
I didn't say he was pleasant. I said pay. What did she say? $1,500 for a kitten. He's not an insurer of your entire cattery.
But he sold me a diseased cat.
We're done. Thank you very much. Your case
Court
is
is adjourned. I felt that I went above and beyond and took care of the issues that she had with the cats at the beginning, which I didn't have to do. I hope they do have a good home, and I hope they're taken care of, and I think that she will take care of them. She does seem pretty passionate, so.
You know, I remember that story about you and Poppy taking all of the cats in their carriers back to the vet and seeing that stray cat. And I sympathize with the plaintiff because I understand that she was in a tough moral position. She doesn't want to return the cats knowing that they're going to be put down for this disease, but she doesn't want to keep diseased cats in her home. So I understand, but it's a tricky spot to be in. And sometimes the alley cats, no matter how well you take care of your cat, come out on top.
well, they're strong.
Yeah.
That's what we call Poppy. Call him an alley cat. Yes, I did feel sorry for her. But there's a good legal lesson. Mm-hmm. When you buy an animal, you're supposed to have a contract. And the contract should provide that you have a certain amount of time, days, to take the cat to a vet and have the vet make a diagnosis. And if the diagnosis is such that the kitten, you feel as if the kitten or the dog or the puppy is sick, you have 5 days in which to return the animal for a full refund or replacement at either your option or the seller's option. That's a clear contract. Here, she paid $1,500. There was no contract. She saw that the kittens had runny nose and eyes. She took them anyway, took them to the vet, called him. He said, gee, I'm sorry. And at some point, you just have to say, listen, this is my responsibility. It's not somebody else's fault. Mm-hmm. So I feel sorry for her because she's a sweet lady, but that doesn't mean she has a legal remedy, and she doesn't.
Want justice? Go to judyjustice.tv.
Have a business in renting jet skis?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have any accident?
No.
And they're still working?
No.
Your Honor, I have right here that he is re-rented out, listed online.
Oh, well, that's a problem. You're renting them to other people.
This is Judy Justice. Jeremy Wisman, is suing jet ski renter Amanda Hartley for property damages and lost revenue.
Court come to order.
Have a seat, please.
Hello, Judge.
How are you, Kevin?
Good. Case number 1142, Wisman versus Hartley.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Wisman, you have a business in renting jet skis?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you had the business?
April 2021.
What did you do before that?
I was in the military, and I work in missile defense also. That's my full-time job.
So this is sideline.
It is.
Did you buy equipment?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you buy?
I have 3 sets of jet skis.
When was the first time you purchased jet skis?
September of 2020.
What kind?
Sea-Doo watercraft.
Were they new or used?
Used.
How much did you pay for them?
$7,000.
What year were they?
One's a 2006, one's a 2008.
Take a look. And you had 3 sets, you said.
Correct.
When did you buy the second set?
The second set I bought in April of this year, 2021.
Were they also used?
Yes, ma'am. 2006 and 2008.
Also Sea-Doos?
One's a Sea-Doo, one's a Yamaha.
How much did you pay for them?
$14,500.
What was the difference?
The market,
Fascinating.
Yeah,
That's
everything was going a lot higher than Blue Book value.
Because they couldn't get parts and stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
I know. Car manufacturers had the same problem. So you paid double for pretty much the same thing.
Pretty close.
And when did you buy the third set?
July of this year.
And what did you buy?
They're actually 1997s. I had a friend who had them in storage and just wasn't using them and asked if I wanted to use them in my
they're
rental
still
business.
working?
No.
No.
No, I got them. They had been running for a couple of years and they weren't running. And they're still with the mechanic.
They're still not
they haven't
running.
been used at all.
How much did you pay them for those?
$1,000.
Oh, not bad.
No.
Okay. So the ones that you rented to Miss Hartley were the ones that you purchased in April of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that you returned them damaged.
Yes.
And the defendant said, well, they may have hit a rock or two. But did I make that up? I don't know.
No, so there were some rocks at the lake.
Hold on 1 second.
So for 2006 Sea-Doo, depending on the model, it looks like they range between $7,000 and $11,000.
For 2006?
Yes.
So you got a bargain in 2020.
Yeah, when I bought them, the
Originally.
book value was a lot lower, though, too.
Yeah, amazing. Okay. I thought that you indicated here that, you may have anchored them someplace. They may have hit a rock or two, but they
There were
weren't.
some rocks at the lake, but not that I had run into any rocks.
No, I didn't say you ran into a rock. I didn't say you ran into a rock. I thought it said that you sort of anchored them and then you went doing something and they may have hit up against a rock. Isn't that what you said?
I mean, maybe I misunderstood you, but I didn't write up against on rocks.
No, I didn't say that you rode against a rock. Did you indicate to the plaintiff that when you had the jet skis out, you had anchored them? They did have anchors?
Yes.
You had anchored them and maybe gone for a swim, gone for whatever, and they may have hit from a wave, from a current, they may have hit against a rock.
Yes.
Okay. Now, that's not something that you think about, like, the baby burped on my jet ski. That's oh my goodness, I anchored it too close to rocks, and I heard it hitting up against the rock, so you heard it.
No, I had it anchored up at a boat dock, of which is really where they should be, right? Have them on a boat dock. So there are rocks around the lake, but not that I was allowing them to repeat and hit against rocks or that I was hearing them against rocks. We checked on them throughout the night. They weren't really moving very much. They seemed very okay. Wasn't very windy.
Do you have photographs of them?
I do.
I'd like to see them. Miss Hartley, when you took the jet skis, what color were they?
So the jet skis were supposed to be red ones. That was the ones that we discussed from you picking out. That's the ones that was listed online.
The red ones, sir, are the ones from 2020?
Yes.
The ones that you used were the ones that you purchased in 2021?
Correct.
Okay. Is there any reason that you switched them?
I believe they had broke from the previous rental.
The ones from 2020?
Yeah, they were in the shop, so I had that set left. And when we did discuss it, I wasn't 100% sure whether it was going to be the red ones or the ones I had just...
Doesn't matter 100% sure or not.
Your Honor, if I may
that's-
speak, that's not what he had said to me on the day that we met.
What did he tell you?
So that day, I viewed
the Sea-Doo, and I viewed the Yamaha, and then he says the red ones were out, rented, had not been brought back yet. That the Sea-Doo and that the Yamaha is not what I would be taking out because they had rock sucked up in them, water sucked up in them. He still had to go through and clean it out from people that dropped it off, left it damaged with him. And then when I went and picked up and paid the rest, he changed his mind on that, and these were what was sent out with me. I presumed that they were safe to drive and that they had been repaired.
Let me ask you this question. Did you take them both out?
I did.
Okay, and you used them?
Yes.
You're not renting damaged jet skis. You're suing her for $10,000, which would make these things totally inoperable. But you're renting them to other people.
They're going to be repaired fully.
Well, they're not going to be repaired by her.
And later today,
Miss Keeling,
Yes.
where is his coin collection?
It's in the car.
How did you get here to court today?
A rental.
I have to tell you that I'm not liking your attitude. Do you understand that?
jet ski owner Jeremy Wisman claims Amanda Hartley damaged both of his jet skis while renting them.
Let me ask you this question. Did you take them both out?
I did.
Okay, and you used them?
Yes.
And did you take the trailer?
Yes.
Did anything happen with the trailer?
So with the trailer, it was missing pins, and so we had to purchase our own pins with the trailer. And then the lights were not working, so we had to purchase our own lights for that trailer. So when we dropped off the trailer and the jet skis, I had let him know that the lights were not working. I had to then purchase my own.
Did you send him that by text or by phone?
By message, by
May I see it?
messenger, yes. Let's see.
Mr. Wisman, the prior people who you said rented the jet ski, you said that they damaged them, which is possible if not probable when somebody uses jet skis, because I know my own grandchildren ride around like lunatics in them when they have an opportunity. Why don't you have insurance if this is a business of yours?
I do have personal insurance.
Not personal insurance, I'm talking about any kind of insurance for damage to your business, to your property.
Well, business insurance was...
For the jet skis.
They
You
are
paid $14,000 for them. I'm just curious.
So I do have insurance on them. I have that right here. The reason I don't want to make a claim on them is because my insurance skyrockets or they would drop me because I have so many pieces of equipment insured on them.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
Your Honor.
May I see the text messages? That, Mr. Wisman, might be your problem.
Can I speak for a moment, please?
Yes, in a second. Wait,
okay.
I'm reading this. Do you have the next page of this? This is on June 19th at 12:41 p.m. We haven't made it to the lake yet. Someone must have drove the trailer into the water because there was water in the lights. The brake lights don't work and there's no keys to the blue jet ski. Then you write back, the key was in the center console. They worked when you guys took them and the keys were in both.
They picked them up at 10 o'clock at night. The lights worked.
Right here is where it says that
Sure,
I bought
don't-
the lights.
don't-
Okay.
What does this mean, no sucked up rocks?
Because he had asked me, was there water and rock sucked up in it? Because when I picked those ones up, he said that's what he had to clean out, what was in those CDs in the Yamaha prior for me picking them up, which is why he said I was going to have the red ones instead of those.
Got it. Would you show this to the plaintiff, please, and tell them to explain that to me?
This is her telling me that she didn't suck any rocks up.
The front part of that jet ski is what I am aware of the damage that I did.
Great. Let me know exactly how you damaged the front of the jet ski.
I was driving into the front of the shore and then bumped against the boat dock.
And when you bumped against the boat dock, what happened to the jet ski?
So that's when the front piece of that plastic piece had broke.
Was there any damage to the Sea-Doo?
No.
Okay, you drove the Sea-Doo.
Yes.
Could you stand up for me, please? Your last name is?
Hartley.
Mr. Hartley, you drove the Sea-Doo and your wife drove the Yamaha.
Yes.
Did you stay on those all weekend?
We probably switched back and forth, but
Okay. Did you have any accident with the Sea-Doo?
no, ma'am.
Hit anything?
Nope.
Did you see any damage to the Sea-Doo?
No.
And when you returned them, the damage that you saw on the Yamaha was this front panel damage that your wife had done.
Yeah.
How much did you pay the plaintiff?
$480.
For the weekend?
For the weekend, yes.
For the two?
The deposit was $300, and then when we picked him up, we had paid him the $180 He said that was fine.
And when you dropped them off, was he there?
Yes, so I assume he was inside his home. We were messaging. As I was there at his home, I'm texting him, hey, I'm here. Do you want to come outside and overview these? He then declined to come outside and look at them.
May I see those texts?
Oh, I don't believe I have those, of him declining to come outside.
Well, I'd like to see your text to him indicating that you're there.
I never got that text.
I don't think I have it within this, but we
Well,
were
that's
texting the whole
important.
way that we were there.
That's important.
Can I speak, ma'am? My last message to her was at 10:45 that night, saying that since there's no daylight and I had to work the next day, to go ahead and just leave them in the front yard.
Got it. So you just told her to leave it.
I told her to leave it at 10:45, but I never received any response back. No, I'm here.
And she left it.
Yes.
And the next day you looked and you saw damage.
Yes, ma'am.
And the only thing that she advised you of was damage to the blue Yamaha.
She did say that there's scuffs and stuff on the bottom of the holes also.
Well, they may.
But she wasn't sure if that was still there. But they
And
weren't
also
scuffs, they were
indicated
giant.
I would like to see the repair bill. And I would like to see why, if you have these insured, why you didn't use the insurance unless you have a deductible.
They're not fully repaired yet. So I don't have the repair bill.
Your Honor, I have right here that he is still, they must be fixed because he has them re-rented out, listed online.
May I see it?
Yes. And from when I screenshot that yesterday, it said a week ago.
Is this the Yamaha you used?
Yes.
Did you list these out for rent, sir, after the defendant used them?
I did, yes. I have a
The answer is you did. So they must be available.
So they're patched. They're not fully fixed. And I have it. They're
Mr.
at the
Wisman.
mechanic right now.
Mr. Wisman, unless you can show me an estimate to fix the front panel that she says was damaged, I'm dismissing your case.
The front bill. This is just the front piece.
I'd like to see
I ordered it and replaced it myself.
I'd like to see it. It's $114.59. That's the only piece you're getting reimbursed for.
Not the holes.
Oh, no. Not that you re-rent it again. I don't know how many people you rent these things to and say, well, I patched them up and charged the exact same thing as she did, and then they use them, and with your patchwork, maybe they come off again. Maybe you say that they damaged them. Listen, Mr. Wisman, if you're running a business and your business is renting jet skis and you have insurance, then use it. But you're not renting damaged jet skis. You're suing up for $10,000, which would make these things totally inoperable. But you're renting them to other people.
Once.
And later today,
Is anything today that I just said to you inaccurate?
Well, yes, as far as me going to his home.
jet ski owner Jeremy Wisman is accusing his customer, Amanda Hartley, of damaging his jet skis and not returning all his equipment.
Listen, Mr. Wisman, if you're running a business and your business is renting jet skis and you have insurance, then use it. But you're not renting damaged jet skis. You're suing up for $10,000, which would make these things totally inoperable. But you're renting them to other
rented them
people.
once.
You're renting them to other people.
They're going to be repaired. Fully.
Well, they're not going
Right
to be
now it's
repaired by her.
Right now it's the cosmetics.
$114.59, judgment for the plaintiff. We're finished.
Then what about
Court is
all the
adjourned.
renting equipment?
That's it. We're done.
I'm not happy with it.
I'm just glad that the good person won in this.
I got a patch on them.
Mine, it was wrong.
They're going to be fixed fully this winter.
So that's when it needed to come to this.
They work. They're just cosmetically not finished.
Probably through an actual business, not private renter.
Probably do it for another year and see what happens.
I actually thought that while dressed in a suit and tie and sounding very good, when the defendant said I sent him a note and I said we didn't suck up any rocks, but I did damage the front and I'm sending you a picture of it. I thought two things were disingenuous about the plaintiff. A, he didn't use his insurance, and it's a business. He said, well, my rates will go up. Well, otherwise then you're
stuck with the damage.
You're stuck with the damage because usually if you rent a car, either you pay for the insurance when you rent a car or you self-insure. And the second thing, and the most important thing was, he said there were gaping holes in them and he took pictures of the holes. But then he acknowledged that he had listed them for rent. And then he said, I patched the holes. Who knows if a patch is good? You're out in the middle of a lake, and if the patch fails, then that's dangerous. Anyway, I was not impressed with him. If you're going to be in the business, this was our second jet ski case. I don't know why that's become such a popular business. I think probably because of the pandemic.
Yeah, I think people are just spending more time with their families outside.
We've seen our family with jet skis. Some are normal.
A few incidents here and there.
Some are normal. And some power them up and stand up on them. And you can ride them standing up and sitting down. By their very nature, they're designed to be driven aggressively.
Yeah.
Except if they're driven by a 70 and an 80-year-old, then, you're lucky to sort of make it around the lake. Anyway, I didn't believe him. That's the bottom line.
Case number 1164, Angeles versus Keelan. Please step forward.
Jorge Angeles is suing his former friend, Keontae Keeling, for the return of a car and a coin collection.
Miss Keeling,
Yes.
where is his coin collection?
It's in the car, in my Volkswagen Jetta.
Where is it?
It's parked in front of my apartment.
How did you get here to court today?
A rental.
I have to tell you that I'm not liking your attitude.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes, I do understand.
Good. Case is a relatively simple one. You and the defendant were friends. A certain period of time you were roommates. According to you, just friends. There was a time when you needed a car. A friend was selling a car. According to the plaintiff, it was a Jetta. He agreed to advance the money for the car. He did. You agreed to pay him for the car. You didn't. He took the car. You went to the house and took his coin collection. That's how you have his coin collection. According to you, you were holding the coin collection as collateral to get the car back. He's a truck driver. While he was out of town, you went and took the car back.
Yes.
So far that I just said to you, inaccurate.
Well, yes, as far as me going to his home, I rented out a room in his house. So
From when to when?
from December 2020 till I took the car in August 2nd,
Where was he when you took the car?
out of town.
The car is in both your names.
Yes, it is.
It was in both your names because you were supposed to pay him for the car, and as soon as you paid him for the car, he was going to take his name off the title. That was your agreement.
Yes,
Who has the title for the car?
George.
Great. Would you give me the title, please? I see it. Don't leave, Kevin. Where does she sign this car over to him? You know where? Right there. Sign it. Right now.
The date and the signature.
Date it. Give it to him, please.
There you go, sir.
Thank you.
You getting an appearance fee for coming to court today?
Yes,
How much?
$250.
We're going to hold that. He's going to pick up his car, which you didn't pay for. Do you understand?
I
Do you
understand.
understand?
I understand.
If the car isn't there, or if there's any damage to the car, he's going to report it stolen, because now he has full title to the car. Do you understand?
I understand.
Great. Where is the coin collection?
It's in the car in the Volkswagen.
Where exactly in the car?
It's in the trunk.
Do you know where the car is now located?
Yes,
Do you have a second set of keys for the car?
I have one set of keys, yes. Yes, I do.
You're not to go near the car again. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you do, he's going to call the police. Then we're going to play him this tape. Do you understand?
I understand.
Very good. You've got your car back, and you've got your coin collection back. It's in the trunk.
Okay.
Any difficulty, you let me know.
Okay.
Thank you very much. We're done here.
Court is adjourned.
I feel like he gave me the car as a gift
Well, I was just trying to help her get a car to go to her job.
because he wanted me to be his girlfriend.
We're just trying to be nice, not buy. You don't buy people, you just be nice.
You know, I took the coins out of anger because he took the car from me first.
I was the one that offered her a car,
That's what, just out of revenge, I just took his coin.
so she will not be Ubering all the time.
I'm not mad, you know, I just get my own car. I know what to do now.
Sarah Rose, that was easy peasy. That was very easy. You had a defendant who knew she was in the wrong, looking maybe to get over. She was nice looking, had a nice smile, took advantage,
Knew she took advantage.
knew the title.
He's now made whole, which is our job.
That's absolutely right. If you walk out here, and if the right thing happens, then we've done our job.
Good day.
Good day.
Want justice? Go to judyjustice.tv.